Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
We're here this morning. I'm really excited that we have a special guest here today. I'm excited that we have Sherry Anshara of QuantumPathic Center of Consciousness here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And we're going to be sharing a lot of interesting information with you today. So I want you to buckle your seatbelts. We've got a lot of content that's going to be coming at you. And we want you to make sure that you get it all. So I want to go ahead and share with you what we're going to be covering today. This is our lovely presenter today, Sherry Anshara, and like I said, she is the founder of the QuantumPathic Center of Consciousness and the QuantumPathic Energy Method, which we're going to be learning about today. So here we go. Okay, you are live today with Sherry Anshara, December 9th, 2015, and we're going to be talking about, are you tired of what's wrong with you? So, Sherry, your official promise today?
Well, I promise to share with you the exact method I use that allows me to assist hundreds, really, and thousands of my students and clients to take back their power and own their bodies and their lives, to take their power over their bodies and their lives. So I promise you by the end of this webinar to allow you to be able to use this same method yourself. I promise to show you how this method can allow you to know there is nothing wrong with you, and you will know what you can do today to begin to alleviate your current issues, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and professionally, because those 6 words all mean the same thing. So I promised you the chance of success that my previous students have already found. And finally, I promise you more fun out of life and the ability to use these same methods with your family so that they can also have what they want out of life and the peace of mind that comes with that.
That is a lot. Yes, that is a bold statement.
Yes, and I will keep it, and I do it every day. So the QuantumPathic Energy Method, we'll say it's a secret, but I'm going to give you the tools of the secret. So why do most people, they do not get well physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, professionally? Why people who use the QuantumPathic Energy Method are 10 times more likely to succeed than those that use the mainstream models of health and wealth. And we're going to show you this.
Yes, and the gal on the left with the sniffly nose is typical of some people that come to you who have things that are wrong with them, and they wind up looking like the pretty gal with the smile and the glow to her face on the right.
Yes, and absolutely. And Tracy Bogan, during this presentation and through this webinar, is going to explain some of the things that have happened to her. And she's a very high-profile woman nationally as well as internationally. And so the gal that is sniffling, the reason that she's sniffling is that she is recreating same old things. So in the methodology, I give you the foundation. I work with many people with depression and anxiety and sinus issues and cancer and fibromyalgia right across the board. And we give you the clear explanation, very simplistically, of what is the foundation of illness. And the tools provide you with the foundation of health. And when you're healthy, it's easier to expand in your profession and draw to you the financial resources that you require. So your personal life and your professional life are exactly the same. So whatever is going on in that computer brain, in that left side of your brain, when it is a belief system, and the word belief system, the first letter of belief is B, and the first letter of the word system is S, and you put it together.
BS. Oh, and you also have a gift.
Yes, and it's free. So by staying with me to the end, Do you have Sherisms? So what on earth are Sherisms? Think of it as a cool wisdom or quotes on the little winks of love of a great and good fashion blast of really, really good energy. And I have Sherisms that I provide for my clients and my friends and even my family, and they love them, and it gets them laughing. And you know the best part of the Sherisms? When you laugh, it changes the frequency and vibration of your body from illness to health. So the Sherisms are very wise, but they're fun. And we require to have more fun in our life and not be so serious. I don't take myself seriously, but I'm very serious about what I do, but I also have fun with it. And many of my clients that come and they are very, very ill with all of those things, cancer, anxiety, depression, all those down the road that they have, that they've been living with. And down the road, they thought that that is going to be their life. But it isn't, because we support them and they do it. They change the direction of that road.
Sherisms are pretty cool. I do use Sherisms every day. So these, I believe, are tools for every day. And we'll at the end, we'll give you a link so that you can download your own copy of these too. So let's take care of some housekeeping. You want to remove all distractions around you. You took the time out of your day to be here. So let's get the most out of our time together. So you want to shut off your chat, your Skype, instant message, turn your phone off, or put it on vibrator, put it away. And you might want to get up and close the door, tell your family or kids to not interrupt you.
And do one more thing to remove the distraction. Shut off the thinky and your computer brain.
That's probably the most important one. A little bit about Sherry. Sherry's been a successful business leader in the corporate world. And after a near-death experience in a devastating accident, Sherry's life completely changed and she lost everything. Sherry Anshara is a consciousness expert, a speaker, an author, and a teacher that is nationally known and sought after for her knowledge, wisdom, and healing information. And she is the owner, like we said, of the QuantumPathic School of Consciousness here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And as the author of several books, her passion is consciousness. Sherry has assisted thousands of people to combine their awareness and intuition to improve their own health and relationships, find meaning and purpose, and manifest the life of their dreams. And this is not just hocus pocus, I'm telling you, it actually works. So after near-death experience, things changed for Sherry.
Yes, they did. It absolutely changed. Anything that I knew about my life before absolutely disappeared. And so when people come to me and they say, I don't have any money, or I have a lot of money, but I'm still miserable. So I'm going to share really quickly. In 1991, I had a near-death experience. I was 15 feet underwater, upside down in the Connecticut River in someone else's car, assisting a drunk. But it didn't assist me, but it changed my life. And so with a traumatic head injury, my brain out of place, 2 breaks in my neck, in my cervicals, I came out of that water from being dead. Oh, yes, DEAD. And I was actually at a fabulous restaurant in Old Saybrook, Connecticut called the Dock and Dine. And I turned it into the Dock and Die. And so to make a long story short, I lost everything. I had a beautiful home on an acre of land, on a hill with a pool in Michigan. Can you imagine a pool in Michigan? And my friends called it the sanctuary. We loved it. But all of that went away. My profession went away. My status went away. Everything I had went away. And I ended up in Arizona in 1997 with $50 left. $50! You can't believe the things you can do with $50. And I believed in myself. I did not belief system. So through all the naysayers that you can't do this, you won't do it, you'll never work with the medical community, you'll never do this, never, 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 never. I never allowed this, never, 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 to permeate me, to imprint in me. I had a dream that I am creating as real. I have a dream that I am creating as real. And as a result, I am so fortunate and blessed to support individuals and families and businesses from all walks of life, all stages and ages, from the womb to before you hit the tomb, to change your life and take back your power and create your life as a conscious creator, as a conscious creator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. And so you saw then how emotional information is physically embedded. Is that accurate? What you found when you took on this?
Yes, and it's called cellular memory. So we have to go back to 1991, and in this profound change, there was a light bulb that went on. I knew that in the idea that if something happens to you, it's imprinted. So if you can believe, when I started my first book, actually in 1991, after that, I wrote about cellular memory. Can you imagine telling the medical community or the psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever about cellular memory? Well, they looked at me and I thought, I'm not saying anything. I'm going to figure this out. So through studying quantum physics and anatomy and physiology, I knew that the body is like an iPod, even though we didn't have iPods then. It's like a sponge. We had sponges then. And that what we would do is that we unconsciously would absorb this information. However, as children, we don't have the experience to experience the experience. So those external experiences became internalized. And so through that process, progressively, see, when people say, well, I process, listen, process is boring. So it's a progressive process to bring you from knowing and understanding to comprehension. When you comprehend, that's the missing key. It changes the behavior of you and it changes the action. Now, I could have gone into the victim mode. I could have become the all-time victim. Oh, this happened to me. I lost everything. No one understands me. And that's the key to consciousness. When you begin to comprehend, and that's what I did. So through that beautiful experience of dying, I am alive today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Sherry is also a professional speaker, and she's been featured on several shows, and she's a contributing writer to national publications on the subject of wellness. And she was a host and producer of a global internet weekly radio show called Conscious Healing Show on achieveradio.com for over 5.5 years, where she interviewed scientists, physicists, professional business people, doctors, and healthcare professionals. Wow. Very interesting. Sherry's website at QuantumPathic.com is loaded with testimonials from happy clients, and she has drawers in her office and on her hard drive full of notes of gratitude, and I bet you a few of them are mine.
Yes, thankfully they are. And I am gratitude every day about life and grateful for all the people in it.
Thank you. And Sherry also works with MDs and others in the medical world to clear them and their patients of many afflictions that they themselves are oftentimes unable to treat with Western medicine.
Yes, and I consult with them. They recommend their patients to me, and they come to me because they're people too. Yeah. And they also trust me with their family. Now you have to remember, in 1991, when I began this, intuitively and consciously, I knew that I would be working with physicians. And everyone told me that I did tell, which were very few people, you're nuts. They're not going to do this. So here's Dr. Kanodia. He's from Harvard, and he actually has been through my classes. And we have connected and become very good friends. I've worked with over 500 of his patients. And believe it or not, he's in Ohio and I'm here. So probably 20 to 25% of my clients I have never met. Oh. That is how effective the QuantumPathic Energy Method is. And Dr. Dwight McKee, we have become friends. And he has found, and he talks about it, that he had headaches for 40 years. Wow. 40 years. And he has access to everyone across the world. He is very, very well known and the most ingratiating, dearest person, dear, dear man. And he trusts this methodology. And he has actually brought 2 teams of doctors here this year for me to teach.
Nice. Very nice. So that's getting out into the mainstream medical. Love it. Well, let's let Sherry tell us about the QuantumPathic Energy Method herself.
And I call it QPEM. It's actually a methodology that provides you the opportunity to go to the origination point of the illness or the affliction or whatever it is that is troubling you, and you are losing your power, your ability to create your life consciously. So at that origination point, the minute the sperm hits the egg, you're in. And that's the first line of my 5th book. That, by the way, my clients are writing from all walks of life, all ages and stages, all professions, in that method of how their lives changed by getting to the origination point. So when someone comes to me and they fill out my intake sheet, that could be ADD, ADHD, all the way to XYZ, that gives me an indication where they are not only physically, but emotionally, because every illness, every affliction, every issue has the emotional component. And so we are able, through the methodology, to guide you to that origination point, and the ahas happen. So we are always looking for the cure. You cure hams and meat, you cannot cure people. And we're looking for solutions. And one of the missing components to solutions is that you must have a resolution. And as an avenue, we get to the resolution, and that light bulb goes on, and you say, that's why I created it, but I didn't know I was doing it. So this would be a metaphor, but a great example. Your body is like your house. Your garage or basement, we don't have basements very rarely in Arizona, are like the subconscious, which is in the computer brain, which is retelling and telling and telling the story over and over and over again. But the land upon which that house is built, that is the unconscious consciousness. We don't know it's there. The subconscious, the basement, the garage, you know it must be cleaned out. But we ignore it sometimes, or sometimes we straighten it out. And within 6 months or whatever, it's a mess again, because that's the computer brain. And so telling your story over and over again, your story has a frequency and vibration, and it may have a frequency and vibration of giving your power away, of being a victim, of not being good enough. So that is cellular memorization. So cellular memory is becoming in the mainstream because of the transplants.
Okay, sure.
But memorization is some of the insidious belief systems that can start the minute the sperm hit the egg, because you start imprinting. So if someone tells you at 6 years old that you're stupid and you know you're not, who are you going to believe? The authority figure. So you're 16, you go to work for fast food, the supervisor has a bad day, comes in and says, wow, this is stupid. You take it personally because you've been taught to take it personal. And how old are you, Marlene?
6.
Yes, now you go and you get your doctorate of finance. You are 52 years old, you're high on the hog, you've made it a doctor of finance. You walk into the board meeting, the CEO stands up in front of the board members and says, your report is stupid. How old are you?
Back to 6.
Exactly, back to 6. So again, you are guided to the original point and that origination of that trauma or experience at your cellular level. And you are able to release it both physically and emotionally, which is physical, and you don't have to re-traumatize. So when you are in the talkie, you say it over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. And it's very difficult to heal. And heal is really practical. It's very practical because you really deserve to be healthy. You came here to create your life. You didn't come here to be a victim or sick, but we are programmed to get sick.
Wow.
So here is the avenues that cellular memory get imprinted in your body. DNA. The DNA is a template. And then we tell everybody we have junk DNA. Did you know that the research now is proving out you can take the DNA out of your cells and your cells keep ticking? And the reason the cells keep ticking is because the cell has the memory, has the clear memory. So if it wasn't, your your nose would be up here at your toe, or toes would be at your nose. So they have an intelligence. So the infinite intelligence and intellect is really in your body. And DNA, though, and this is my theory, but it has proven through these 20 years of working with clients, that there is a collective for decades. So when they talk about the 50s, that, it was the good old days, they lied. Don't tell anybody I told you, but they lied. It was all about, if you don't talk about it, it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Or what will the neighbors think?
Sure.
And so there's frequencies and vibration. And actually the 50s was kind of flatlined. It was black and white, this or that, my way or the highway. And it was flatlined. So if we go back to the 1940s, it was the world at war. So what was the frequency and vibration of that war energy? It was music.
Oh.
It was music.
Really?
So they had loving music and whatever. So now we get into the 50s, and we're going to create Levittown, and we're going to create suburbs, and we're going to create the American dream that actually sometimes turned out to be a nightmare without judging it. So what changed that? In 1954, Bill Haley and the Comets came up with Rock Around the Clock.
Yeah.
And there were actually hearings in the Senate. Oh my God, if you listen to that music, you're going to go blind. Well, there's another belief system that would tell you that too. So I know those out there are going to smile about that. And so it was to shake it up, baby. And rock and roll was born.
Yes.
And so the 60s was confused, and toward the end, then the drug culture in the 70s, was tune out and turn on. And the 80s is the me generation. And it was so wonderful in Wall Street. Greed is good. And everybody was about grabbing this, and everything was big in the 80s.
Material world.
Yes. Material girl, the material girl, whatever. In the 1990s, it was they're very confused. They didn't know what was going to happen, because what was going to happen in the year 2000?
Ooh, new millennium.
Yes, and Y2K.
Y2K.
And everybody's going to tank. Oh, it's going to be terrible. It's going to all stop. And people were hoarding food. And by the way, hoarding, you can hoard belief systems in your body. And that's scary too. So it's not just things. So then there's also the biology. You're told that if your family has it, you'll get it. That's not the truth. It is absolutely not the truth. And then you have the conditioning. Those are the belief systems that say my way or the highway, my God's better than your God, I'm smarter, I'm whatever. That's conditioning. And it starts the minute the sperm hits the egg. So without blaming parents, so if there's something going on and, your mother is fear, it might be in their idea of an unwanted pregnancy. There's nothing unwanted, or getting pregnant before marriage. We go back to the 50s and 60s. Oh my God, that was so horrible. But that imprints in the baby. And that's why you see it when the drug culture started, that children were born as drug addicts because they were taking that in. So when I get to work with clients or couples in a system, even when they have fertility problems, to get through the emotionality, and they're afraid to get pregnant. And then they have babies. And I've worked with them through the pregnancy. And they have a different delivery. And then this is my advice as soon as the baby's born. Now, don't talk to this child for 20 years. Listen and learn.
Yeah.
Do not imprint belief systems that didn't support you. Don't imprint it in them.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what is consciousness? What is consciousness? And what is energy? So consciousness is really a composite of all your information. That's what it is. And all your experiences that are imprinted, but we sometimes have to sort them out. Have you ever started out with a clean sock drawer where everything is in order and you've got them all matched up, right?
Sure.
And so you have an awareness of that sock drawer, right? And then you take one out and then you put them in the laundry and a sock disappears. And you are aware that your socks are in there, but you don't know where they are because it's all confused. Does that make sense? What happened? And so you have to go back and straighten it out. So awareness is only part of the equation. So here's another metaphor. You're driving in the back seat as a kid in your parents' car, their truck, or their van, or whatever it is, and you have an awareness. You're looking out the window and whatever, but you don't have a full consciousness. In your thinky brain, you think you know it. Mm-hmm. Remember when you were 16, you thought you knew everything?
Yeah.
Yes, I actually told my mother when I was 25, all that knowledge I had at 16, I must have had a hole in the back of my neck because it went out. And it turned out some of the things she said were correct. So awareness is just a small amount. Consciousness is the experience. Mm-hmm. So when you go to learn, when you drive a car and you're being taught how to drive a car, you have a complete different view, because not only are you looking at the inside, like your body, mm-hmm. you are looking at the outside. Where do I fit in this equation? Mm. What is my real reference point now? Mm-hmm. So consciousness is the reference point from inside without all the programming.
Oh, very nice.
Isn't that great?
I like that.
I love it too.
Yeah. I have to write that down.
Yes. And energy is movement or not. So people will come and say, I'm stuck. And then we hear from everybody, scientists, medical field, everybody. Energy is everything. Everything what? What? And so the idea is everything emits a field, everything. So it's called an aura in metaphysics, and medicine it's called bioenergy. And in science, it is called electromagnetic field. And I'm going to share this about energy. This is my only regret. Honestly, out there, this is my only regret. MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, did this $1 million study, and it said when somebody moves, this field moves. Mm-hmm. This is my regret, that I didn't email them and say, if it doesn't move, they're dead. So energy is movement. So if we say we're stuck and energy is physical and your consciousness is physical, and we are stuck in a belief system that we're not good enough, not deserving, especially I'll use the heart as an example, the energy gets stuck and it builds up. Candace Pert wrote the book Molecules of Emotions, and she calls them, and I call them viscous, snotty, gelatinous, mucousy, whatever, when we're in that computer brain. So now we shut our heart down. So how does that affect us? Because we might have anger or guilt, or we're not worthy, or judgment, or frustration, which is all in that middle section, fear. Mm. So our heart shuts down, the energy gets stuck, and we don't know what to do. Well, when those molecules of emotions build up, you can have congestive heart failure. Mm. You can have a heart attack. Mm. And this is your heart chakra. So it can have esophageal cancer, reflux disease, breast cancer, lymphatic issues. So everything about you is energy. And when it's stuck, it's not moving. You're a standstill. It's a stalemate. And people say they like status quo. Status quo is living death.
Yes.
There's no movement.
Right.
So that's what energy is. It's either movement or not.
Oh, wow. Okay. So if you're not moving, you're inviting in possible disease.
Yes, because you're emotionally and physically stuck somewhere in the past, like that 6-year-old.
Oh, okay.
And it builds up. So we have a choice of belief systems or consciousness. So this is actually a graphic that I hand out and show my clients and my students, that life happens at the cellular level. And this is not a chakra chart. These are energetic points. So your shoulders, which is responsibility, are connected to the knees, being cut off at the knees. Or your wrists and ankles are the idea of not having support. And of course, your hands are the extension of the heart. Your jaws are your hips. How about TMJ? So this is how it works. Energy bottles up. Remember, it gets blocked. It's physical. Snotty, gelatinous, mucousy, whatever. You can't speak your truth from your throat, which is connected to your feet. When you speak your truth, you get moving. When you don't, you're stuck at 6 or whatever age. So the energy, which is physical, bottles up. It jams your jaw shut, and it's called TMJ. Because you're not speaking your truth. But the jaw is connected to the hips, which is about the creative chakra. Oh. Isn't that amazing?
we were told to children to be seen and not heard. So
Yeah.
a lot of us probably have DFJ issues.
Exactly. And then this is what I really get, so the new parents, okay, you can't wait till the child says the first word. Oh my God, is it going to be mommy or daddy? My mother said it was actually why. Why are you doing this? So if you tell them, you can't wait for them to talk and you encourage them. And then as soon as they talk, what do you tell them?
Shut up!
Yeah. Shut up! And then you can't wait for them to walk. And then they walk, and then you say, shut up and sit down. And then you say to a 2-year-old, act your age. Are you kidding? It's the parents who are not acting their age. This is a ball of energy that requires to move. Mm-hmm. So I teach parents skills on how to direct that energy, and it works.
Oh.
So this is actually what a compromised immune system, and this is what healthy cells look like. So the compromised immune system was actually one of my clients. And working with her, within 3 months, her cells went that way.
Oh, very nice.
And that was without supplements or meds. And her doctor sent those to me. And so so he said, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? So Candace Pert again, I love her. And memories are stored not only in the brain, but in a psychosomatic network extending to the body all the way along the pathways to the internal organs and the very surface of your skin. And your skin is the largest organ. And it not only releases toxins or releases stuff, but it also takes it in. It takes it in. So as a child, if someone smacks you on the face, you imprint it.
Oh,
pain and
I
suffering.
See. Yeah, we were never taught this.
Of course not.
I didn't know that's one of the things your skin did.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So it has a way to release the toxins. And when I'm working with clients, they'll say, oh, my hands, and I feel sticky because that's the toxins. Or they'll say, my mouth tastes like metal. That is the toxins. It's not bad breath, and it's not it, but it smells awful and it tastes awful, and their skin is sticky. And that's what's happened. Your body said, we don't require this. Get it out. So this is actually a graphic from one of my books. So every experience, every emotion and feeling are imprinted. And you can see, oh, you're such an idiot. You leave me no choice. I hate you. You make me unhappy. So here is a caveat that they do not teach. And in science and medicine, without judging them, say that emotions and feelings are the same. They are not. No. Feeling comes from the heart. Trust your gut, your solar plexus. Feeling is exuberance. Feeling is connectedness. Emotions in the computer brain. So the left brain goes to the right side of the body, which is the male side, manifest, manufacturing. So when you're in the left brain and someone tells you, you make me unhappy, you are thinking, I'm supposed to make them happy. And then you go recreate over and over. And your right creative brain isn't working, or your female power side, the creative side, isn't working. So we get caught in the recreate. And we actually write each other's scripts because we listen from the heart, but we're only hearing through the ear. So this is what you might say to me, Sherry, I've told you this 100,000 times. I said, I know, Marlene, but you're going to tell me that again. I know you are.
Yeah.
Because we know what each other is going to say. So I'm going to give you a little, here's a Sherism. This is a tidbit. Do you know what caller ID is for?
What?
The hearing impaired. Because you see that number come up and you don't want to hear it anymore. So you answer the phone instead of going, hello. You go, hello, how are you? And they think they have the wrong number. So that's what that's for. So the more conscious you become, the more awareness you have of your conversations. Is it a repeated, non-productive, non-functional? And you say, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to have those conversations anymore. And then you lead the way, not controlling, but you are in charge. That's a big difference.
Very good.
So consciousness is where it starts. Consciousness is where it's at. Thomas Campbell, and I had the pleasure of interviewing him 3 times, is one of my all-time favorite physicists. And I use this quote all the time. So listen carefully to this quote. Read it. A mind that is not free we're not talking about the thinky brain, the mind, the heart, is simply a self-referential belief machine that continuously spins off useless, unprofitable thought energy. So when you are controlling your heart, which is the highest vibrational field in your body, with your computer brain, it shuts down. And your hands are extensions of your heart to make your life actualized. But unprofitable thought energy. A scientist talking about unprofitable.
Wow.
And we're not just talking about money, unprofitable relationships. How are we profiting each other if we're needy, wanting? So belief and fear are the only ties. I say it again, belief, not believing, belief and fear are the only ties that bind a mind where unconditional love and open-minded skepticism set it free. I love when people come to me and they're skeptical, because the skeptics are my best marketers. Because they share and I said, don't sell, send them the website, or I will give them a 5-minute consultation or something, but share with them. So unconditional love and open-minded skepticism set it free. In substantial matters of long-term significance, that's your life, there is no good belief. No good belief.
Wow.
And with that becomes wordology as your biology. Words are physical. They imprint. You're stupid. It has a physicality to it. So if you're told you're stupid, the physicality is, I can't do anything. I can't do it. I might have this entrepreneurial idea, but I can't do it. I'm too stupid. Words are frequency and vibration. So it's how you say it. So if I said to you, oh, Marlene, get out of here, I'm kidding you. But if I said, get out of here, that's a frequency and vibration.
Totally different.
Completely. And you feel it in different parts of your body. And words affect, and they effect you and others. There's an effect and an effect that continues. So words are clues to your consciousness. And I listen very intently to the wordology that my clients come for the first time. And I always listen to them, but especially that first time when they tell me what is wrong with them.
Okay.
The wrong. How do you get out of it? So consciousness affects your words, and words affect your consciousness.
Interesting.
So here are the physical exchange of the emotional bands. In quantum physics, and I'm sure you've all heard of Michio Kaku, you see him on TV all the time. He's an astrophysicist, and he talks about at the molecular level, these are little strings and they vibrate, but they're not, they're bands. And so we send out these bands, and we have this non-verbal communication. So verbal communication is like teeny, weeny, weeny, weeny. But the bands are loud and blabbermouth. So say, Marlene, you are a victim, and that has been part of your issue, that you're a victim. And so this is what happens. If you're a victim, you send out that band. And so I'm a victimizer, and I pick it up. And we can become best dysfunctional friends. And I can tell you all of the time, gosh, Marlene, why are you always doing that? You are really stupid. And I can re-victimize you over and over. That happens in relationships.
Sure.
And they call it love.
Okay. For a while.
For a while. And those bands go back and forth. You have to make me happy. Someone said once, he said this to his wife, if I'm happy, it's your fault. And if I'm miserable, it's your fault.
There's a lot of power she's got.
Exactly. That is really scary. And that's what I told him. You're giving your power away. And he said, well, she gets irritated. I would too. Because you're making her responsible for your life.
Exactly.
So I told him he had to get his head out of his belief systems.
There you go.
So here is fear. It's a very destabilizing factor. And out there they have said that fear is false evidence appearing real. It is not, unless I'm going to frame someone for murder. Get rid of that false evidence appearing real. Whoever started that, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, but it's debilitating. So fear is lack of information.
Lack of information.
That's all fear is. When you have all the information, you're empowered.
Okay, sure.
So this is how it works. If someone comes to me and says, you should do this. Number one, I don't should on myself, but I could should on you if you'd like. And so, or they'll ask me to do something and it doesn't quite feel correct, not right or wrong, correct in my heart. But I don't say no, but I don't say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I just say I require more information.
Oh, okay.
And then as soon as I get the information, now here's a caveat, write this down. I can make a choice instead of a decision.
Oh.
So a decision, you don't have all the facts. And there's an emotional component to decisions.
All right.
But when you make a choice, you are clear and you say, okay, I made this choice, whatever, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel comfortable and powerful
Mm-hmm.
when you have all the information.
Sure.
Isn't that amazing?
I like that.
So what I teach is Neo. Come on, if you saw the Matrix. Neo is the non-emotional observer. So how do you do that? You're from detached field of consciousness. What is detached? So this is how it works when you disconnect. So let's say you had a relationship not so hot.
Mm-hmm.
And so someone brings that person up and you say, oh, I've never thought about this. Could be male or female. It doesn't matter. I've never thought about that person ever. The idiot, the jerk, that miserable B word, you're still attached.
Mm-hmm.
And so the computer brain goes into overdrive. It takes you back to that experience and you're right there again.
Oh.
But when you detach, you cut the bands.
Yes.
You cut the bands and so someone can say, have you heard from that person or thought about him? You say, actually, no, I haven't. And then you change the subject.
Mm-hmm.
There's no emotional hit in the body.
I've learned that from you, and I've applied it in a situation, well, several situations, but the same thoughts, don't give me those same feelings anymore.
The emotions.
The emotions, yes. I knew I said the wrong word. I
No,
said
that's
feelings,
okay.
but yeah, wrong word.
No.
Incorrect word.
Yeah, correct word. There you go. You got it. Wordology is your biology.
But yeah, you don't feel it the same way. It just doesn't take you there anymore.
No, it doesn't have that emotional hit.
Right.
It's like whatever.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
You could just move on and it doesn't matter.
Absolutely doesn't
I
matter.
love it. That's one of the best things I've learned.
And then you have when you're non-emotional, you have deeper connections.
Mm.
And you can connect with, I call heartness, heart to heart.
Mm.
When I give hugs, I do it to the left.
Yes.
The female, heart to heart. So when you're not emotional, you don't have all that garbage going on in your head. Well, they said that to me, blah, blah, blah. And, they blah, blah, blah. And then you get the blah, blah, blahs. So the perspective is from non-emotional facts.
Mm.
So if I'm assisting someone, it could be a couple going through divorce. We get the non-emotional facts. Okay, let's lay it out. Let's lay it out. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yeah, the facts.
And so this is a quote from my book, and the point is, you can't cut the strings or bands of the old patterns of consciousness until you are willing to be the scissors.
Oh.
You've got to be willing to be the scissors.
Very good.
So this is a progressive process. That when in the classes that I teach, it's experiential. It's a hands-on approach with a partner. When I'm working with someone physically, it's a hands-on approach with them. And we partner in their healing.
Mm-hmm.
Get that? We partner. If someone comes and says, you're going to heal me, I say, no, I'm not. And there's no such thing as a healer. Get that clear.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as a healer except you. Only you. You heal yourself. If someone is healing you or curing you, you have given your power away. You are coming to them as a facilitator to provide you with the tools. And that's why I work as a team effort with my clients and with their doctors, their healthcare providers, their psychologists, psychiatrists. And this is accessing the cellular information without re-experiencing the trauma. And understanding that wordology is your biology. And so I teach people to listen to the words they speak about themselves. Mm-hmm. And not say, well, gee, I'm stupid or I can't do this. Mm-hmm. So when you listen in your heart, that chatter in the head goes away. And words have frequency and vibration. I already said that. So realizing the physical connections of trauma to the body and the behaviors. When you have them, it gets imprinted and it affects and influences you. And that can be released. So this is my favorite. You can't change the what of the experience by comprehending the why. Why do you do it? So my favorite is you can't change the what till you get to the why.
Till you know the why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is before a fundamental class. And look at the difference. This was from a Friday night to a Sunday. Look at the difference.
Yes.
This is my 20-hour fundamental course called Healing at Your Core. Look at the difference. And he actually sent his son to me a month later, who was 3 weeks off of heroin.
Really?
And he could barely speak, Marlene.
Oh.
And by Sunday, he brought his guitar and played 2 beautiful original songs that he wrote about his journey in drugs.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
So beautiful. And that's
Whoa.
less than 20 hours.
Goosebumps on that.
Yes, the truth
Wow.
bumps. And his dad, that's his dad.
Oh.
And look at the change in his dad.
Oh.
Look, all
So-
that, because the physicality, we call this the QuantumPathic facelift. And he even went out for a Saturday night after the class and got a haircut.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the, and look
It's
at
a
the
change.
joy. Look at the joy.
So much comfortable in his body, it looks like.
Yes, and he's totally in his body. Look at the coloring in his face.
Oh, wow.
Pictures are worth a million trillion
Wow,
words.
that's
with
just
one.
one weekend.
One weekend. Over Thanksgiving, a holiday weekend, I had a class. And somebody flew in from Connecticut. We had somebody coming in from Utah. They came from all over. On a Thanksgiving weekend.
Wow.
How
Very nice.
powerful.
Totally.
And this is Tracy. Tracy, beautiful, fabulous, internationally known, smart, looks fabulous. But look at the after. Look at the after.
Wow.
That's not the same outfit.
No, it's not the same outfit.
But look at that. She's glowing. Absolutely glowing.
Definitely. Oh
And,
my
and because of that,
gosh.
and I've only known her 6 months. And she has referred over 75 people to me.
My goodness.
And they've flown from all over the country.
Wow.
Yes, and it's changed her life. And we're working on a project together.
Very nice.
Yes. And this is Shrek. This is a gal, and we've actually become friends. And this is Tanya, and I can say her name. And she went to Mayo. She went everywhere. We're not wronging anything. And 1 hour later, she was like that Shrek. She calls it her Shrek look for weeks. Weeks.
Oh, my.
And this is 1 hour later. And it was about not facing life.
Not
and
facing life.
Not facing life.
Oh.
So she did allergy tests. She did blood tests. She did everything. CT scans. You name it. She had it. So this is what she looks like now.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't she look like Deborah Messing?
Yeah.
Isn't she pretty?
Very.
And she's gorgeous.
Oh my god.
And this is what she looks like.
And that's the after. Okay.
Yes,
Oh
that's
my.
the after.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
And here's a gal that came and she had cancer. And this was 4 days later. Look at it melting. Look at it melting.
Oh my gosh.
Cellular, clear.
That's 4 hours?
No, that's 4 days later.
4 days. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah.
4 days later.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
That's
And her surgeon was able to cut the rest off because it didn't metastasize into the bone. Look at that. Look at the difference. Look at it even on the side. On her left side.
Oh my.
And this is a gal that came, and this is gangrene.
Oh.
And this is diabetes. And this is 3 1-hour sessions.
Oh.
Look at her foot. Look at the difference.
Ooh.
3 1-hour sessions. And the cells are coming back.
Oh yeah, they look like there's pink in them.
And see, look at how white her skin is.
Uh-huh.
And she didn't have her leg cut off, but they thought that might be the option to cut her leg off.
Oh my gosh, oh my god.
And diabetes is life is sour. Life is sour.
Okay. Life is sour. Oh my goodness.
And here's some of the ones that took the fun. There he is again. And they're so happy. Look how happy they are.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
So experience the experiences. We have private sessions that provide you with the tools. We have courses, healing your hurt at the core, head to the heart, solar plexus, the quantum field. And we are also developing in 2016 a practitioner certification program to spread this. So in these tools of being non-emotional observer, listening to the wordology, and sharing some fun Sherisms with you, you are now provided that you can get to the origination point. And here's another tool. Pain in your body is your body's attempt to get your attention. It's your body's attempt to get your attention.
It's not for you to go run to the doctor and get some painkillers, although you might if it's really bad. But
Yeah.
but no, there's a reason there.
There's a reason why your body has pain, because it can't speak to you. So it makes pain.
Oh.
So when you have pain in your shoulders, you're over responsible. You have pain in your knees, knee replacements. You don't have to do it unless it's okay if you do. We can still make the knees healthy again, but it's cut off at the knees. So looking at what the core is, at what frame of time it came into, that will provide you with information without the fear.
Oh.
And you don't have to have the fear of I'm tired, that something's wrong with me. There isn't anything wrong with you. You just have your computer brain in your belief systems.
Oh.
Believe in yourself. That's what I did. When I got to Arizona, I believed in what I am doing.
Oh, excellent. And thank you for that. So these are some of the courses that you do offer here. Okay.
Discovering the power hidden in your chakras, the quantum class, and show you how to look at the fields. What do they mean? Head to the heart. Get out of your head and get into your heart, the highest vibrational field. And one of my favorite workshops is Beyond Reality.
Ooh.
Because reality is a belief system. But what is real is consciousness.
Okay.
So here's a reality. I'm a Republican or Democrat. I'm this or that. I'm this religion. And it's not righting it or wronging it, but how has it affected and influenced you? You know, in some realities, it said you're born to die. So my question is, why show up?
Yeah.
You were born to create. You were born to create.
That is much nicer.
Yes, and that makes it real. So
Yeah.
every day is real to me.
Absolutely.
It's not a reality. And everyone that comes in, we assist them to get out of the old reality. I'm not good enough, not deserving, I'm a victim, blah, 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 into what is real by creating it consciously.
Oh.
So emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, financial, all of it means the same.
Wow.
All of it.
Because
you require, desire, and deserve it.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I like that.
Me too. So this groundbreaking shift, it's a 20-hour course. It gives you the tools to apply to every day to enhance your relationships. And I always give this in the class, and we're not picking on anybody, but there was a famous actress that married the same man 8 times. 8 times! The profile is the alcoholic abuser. And so it's not about gender. And 4 of her best friends, alcoholics, drug addicts, and they're gay.
Oh.
So this is not wronging anybody. You know, I'm not gay bashing or human bashing or belief system bashing. But what we do is in the tools, there's a profile that we establish young, and then we get into a behavior, and then we get into a role. So if we are a victim, and there's victimizers out there, that's the behavior we send out through the bands, and we are in the role of a victim. So if you are disabling enabler, you will draw drug addicts, alcoholics to you.
Okay, really?
So
wow.
There's a profile, behavior, and role.
Oh boy. And the trip begins.
And the trip begins. No kidding. So healing at the core, these are things that you learn. Identify what's not working. Embrace what does, and you expand upon it. Get rid of the trauma drama. You know, coming out of the corporate world or any business, whatever it is, are there not trauma dramas going on?
Oh, goodness.
So I have actually taught vice presidents and presidents of companies how to get rid of the trauma drama and the gossip in the office without wronging anybody. Very powerful. And fears and depression and PTSD, and discover your own innate happiness and comfort and peace. You don't have to be stuck. Remember, if the energy's stuck, you make yourself sick. It may take, when someone comes to me and say, this is my diagnosis, and this is what I say, when did it start? Oh no, I've just been diagnosed. When did it start? And that's the origination point. Wow. So it is a step-by-step progressive process.
Okay. And
head to the heart. Get out of your head. Stop the thinky. Because the thinky is repeating. And when you repeat, there comes the profile again. So, you meet somebody, it could be a one-night stand or a 40-year trauma drama.
Same thing.
Same thing when you're stuck in that thinking.
God.
So your heart, when you connect, and that's why I love working with pregnant couples, because they get the baby heart to heart.
Oh.
They talk to them, they sing to them. One of my clients was having twins, and she had different, they already named them, and she knew that they were girls, that they're in there. And so I would talk to one and call her that name, and she would go boom, 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 and move. And then I talked to the other one, and she would go boom, 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 because they know who they are. From the minute the sperm hits the egg. So the minute the sperm hits the egg, it is life. It is life.
Oh. Well, this Head to the Heart, the next class you have scheduled for this one is February 5th through the 7th. The previous one we were talking about is the Fundamentals, Healing the Hurt at Your Core. That one is scheduled for December 10th through the 12th. Actually, that's this weekend.
Well, and actually, we're going off to January.
Oh, you are? Oh, that one's full already. Oh, okay. All right. There is... on the website, QuantumPathic.com, there is a calendar, and it will show you when all the events are. Or you can go to the courses page and find the same information.
So it's worth the flight, the drive, walking, however, to come. And it I promise it changes your life.
Absolutely.
And I don't make promises unless I believe in them, and I believe in this.
And if you're not in Arizona, or if you want to get this special training that Sherry has put together for you to understand how to get to the deep-rooted issues fast, you'll want to check this out. This is Sherry's expanding her online virtual training to be able to connect with many more people than she can with just your one-on-one classes, right? Isn't that your goal to... once a certain number of people become awake and aware on the planet, consciousness will shift.
Yes,
correct.
And it's to be involved, conscious evolution. Involved. We must get involved. Somebody else can't do it outside of us. The shift happens inside. So in healing yourself with your chakras, this is not like a chakra class that it's pink or blue or purple or yellow. No, a chakra is a Sanskrit word that means circle. So in that circle of information, in form at your ion level, what is the information that's imprinted in there? So we teach it as consciousness, not as a thing, not outside your body, but an information center within your body, like your lymphatic system or your nervous system. So how does it apply to your wellness and your illness and to step into your power? So this is unlike any chakra course. Mm-hmm. This is actually the practical applications of the information within those centers in your body. They're in your body. They're not outside of your body.
So it's not some airy-fairy, let's ruffle up your chakras.
No. And I tell everybody, if someone's going to open your chakras, run. Because if they let me open up your heart, but your first chakra is you're a victim, and you open up your heart, what are you going to attract?
Oh, gosh. Victimizers?
Totally.
Oh, no.
So that is just unconscionable to me. So I teach you what it means to you and your body. So chakras, that is a system of energy, belief systems, or consciousness.
Okay. All right. So you'll be able to learn how to step into your own power. That's huge.
Absolutely. It's like no other chakra class. And it's not about the chakras. It is about that, but it's about the consciousness or the belief systems and how it affects your health, your wealth, your prosperity, whatever.
Oh, very nice.
Here, I'm going to give you another one. Prosperity and abundance and affluence come through your influence. And that is going to be a caveat of that course. Oh,
I like that. Okay, so the course is an online virtual course. So you're going to get the training audio. It's an MP3 and it's a downloadable link, so you can keep that or put it on your iPod. Comes with a worksheet that has you walk through different questions you can fill in. And then there's the big deal is a live mini session with you.
Yes, very mini.
Yeah, over the phone or Skype. so you can start getting to the root of your issues.
Yes, in 10 minutes or less.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
10 minutes or less. That's
Wow.
your mini session is 10 minutes. You can't believe what can happen in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I believe it.
I know you believe it.
I know what can happen in 10 minutes. You're doing a new, this will be live. This will be you with a group of people.
Correct.
On the webinar, but that's going to be in January 13th, and you'll be able to get that course at half off. So it's the shift begins.
Yes, it would really be actually double that. It'd be almost, $197.
That's what it is. Yeah, but you get that at half off. So
if you sign up today.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to get this course, we'll give that to you at half price. So you'll be the first people that get the scholarship, if you will, to
yes, to
come in at that rate. And then you'll get reminders too. So before the start of the course, you'll have plenty of emails that let you know where to sign up and register for that. So today we're only offering this at $97. This is normally $197 plus the mini session with you. We don't even have a value on that because
it's priceless.
It's totally priceless.
It is priceless. And I will say that myself, not from bragging rights, but just from what has happened for people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So go to our website at QuantumPathic.com and then put the // in and do healing with chakras. And that's CHAKRAS chakras. So healing with chakras. And if you've already been a student of Sherry's with QuantumPathic, you might want to consider giving this to someone that you love for a holiday gift.
This would be a priceless gift for Christmas, for Hanukkah that's going on, for Kwanzaa, or whatever. This is a gift from your heart to theirs. I cannot even tell you what the value is to people's lives that have been changed. And I live in joy every day because of it.
Yes. And this is something Sherry's never offered before. As you can imagine, her time is very valuable. So we don't have this as an ongoing thing. So for you people who are here today, just consider this a real terrific bonus. So also, we're going to show you a clip of Tracy.
Hi, I'm Tracy Bogan. I'm an author, speaker, and coach for women in business, and I attended the workshop to break through some very personal issues I've been experiencing. And releasing things on a cellular level has been the most profound experience of my life. Now, let me set the stage here. I've been a student of personal development for over 20 years. I've done everything from the Tony Robbins Fire Walk to being a master grad of PSI seminars and everything that you can think of in between. I've spent years and tens of thousands of dollars in therapy, psychotherapy with psychiatrists, on every kind of medication and antidepressants back in the 90s that you can possibly fathom. Of everything combined, this has been the single most powerful, releasing, transforming experience of my life. I simply cannot recommend it enough. I strongly encourage you, for whatever issue you're working through or for whatever blocks that you're looking to release in your life, to look up Sherry Anshara or to look into, consider taking this workshop and giving yourself permission that you're worth it and giving yourself permission to finally let it go. There is the rainbow on the other side, and I hope that you find it. Thank you.
Oh, very nice. I got goosebumps with that too.
I know, and it's been my gift. Tracy came in, and again, she has recommended over 75 people to come to the course or to work with them individually, and because of her transformation, and because of it, we are working on a business project together.
Very nice.
Who would know?
Well, because you said it's all connected. Professionally, emotionally, physically, mentally,
and who would know that you came to the free introduction?
Yes.
So every first Wednesday of the month at 7:00 at the QuantumPathic Center of Consciousness, we have a free intro, and you came to the free intro.
Yeah, a 3 years ago. Yeah,
and look what's happened.
I know.
Because it's about connection. It's about spreading the word. It's about all of us working together consciously in those conscious connections. Involved, conscious, evolutionary. revolutionaries.
Mhm.
So our goal is to reach the tipping point across the world because of all the things that are happening. We've got to stop. It's you know what? If we kill this planet, we die.
Yeah, where we're going to live.
Yeah, where are we going to live? There aren't enough spaceships yet to take us away. And where are you going to go?
Yeah.
So it's really, so invite you to sign up for the Healing with Your Chakras. You will be amazed at yourself to find out what information is in there. And information, again, in wordology is your biology, is in form at your ion level. And if the form says you're not good enough, that's what you formulate. So remember, here's another tool. Life is not a reflection of you. It's a projection of you.
Oh.
That's a Sherism.
Oh, I love it.
Life is not a reflection of you. It's a projection of you.
Oh,
Wow.
that is great.
That's what I call the wowzer.
Yeah, that's a wowzer.
So you've got a lot of tools today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did say that you'd get your free gift for staying to the end. So go to quantumpathic.com/healing-with-chakras. And regardless if you're going to buy the course or not, you will be able to see a link at the bottom of that page. Click that link and you will go to get your free gift from Sherry. So we appreciate you being on the webinar with us today and look forward to having you again. And thanks so much, Sherry. This has been a real treat.
And thank you, Marlene. And from my heartness to your heartness, I look forward to showing you the tools of healing yourself with your chakras, and enjoy the free gift.
Thank you.
Thank you.